The question for this presentation is what documents you need to provide to incorporate a company in Singapore through us. So let's have a look. And first, what we will be looking at is the legal requirement, which we call it as IVE. So, Accounting and Corporate Regulatory Authority has put on some requirements that we all corporate secretarial service providers must comply with, and we are required to identify the person before incorporating the company, verify the identity, and then inquire into the purpose of incorporation. So, identifying a person means identifying a person by name, identity number, and address. So, if somebody comes back to me and asks for whom you have created this company, then I should be able to provide these details to the government authorities. The next thing that we are required to do is to verify the identity. And verification of the identity is to be done through government issued documents or by relying on third party documents. So, government issued document can be NRIC or passport, and the third party documents which we normally use for proof of address can be a utility bill or a mobile bill. And then lastly, we are required to inquire about what is the purpose of incorporating a company in Singapore. So, what business you are going to carry out, what activities the company will do, what are the likely remittances happening through the company, and so on. So, this information is collected via a CDD form, customer due diligence form, and that we have normally sent to you when you first contact us. So moving on to the next slide, first we will take the example of incorporating a company for people who are resident in Singapore and who are individuals. So if you are a Singapore citizen or a permanent resident, then normally NRIC is enough, because NRIC, that is National Registration Card of Singapore, normally has the name, identity number, and also the address proof. So the backside of NRIC will list the address where the person is residing. In case that address is not current and if you want to use another address, then in that case you will have to provide us a current address proof. But in most of the cases, this single document is enough. Now, in case you are on employment pass in Singapore, then what we need from you is your employment pass copy, your passport copy, and the address proof in Singapore, as normally employment pass will not list your address in Singapore. So this address proof can be your bank statement, or it can be mobile bill or utility bill. The address proof must be in your name, so you cannot give address proof in the name of your spouse and expect us to follow that. And lastly, what we need is a CDD form which we have sent to you. So CDD form will collect all the information about purpose and why you are intending to set up business and so on. Now these details are required for all the shareholders and directors of the proposed company. So if you have 3 directors, then you will be submitting 3 sets of these documents, each time for one person. And CDD form can only be filled once because it is a combined document. Now, if you are a foreigner, so you are not staying in Singapore and you intend to incorporate a company in Singapore as an individual, then in that case, what we need from you is a passport copy, your proof of residential address. So, proof of residential address can be utility bill, mobile bill, or bank statement, but the name of this proof of address must exactly match with your name. And a second identity document. So second identity document can be driving license for most of the countries. It can be Aadhaar card for India. It can be PAN card for India. It can be identity card for Malaysians and so on. So any second identity document which has a photo on it will be sufficient for this purpose. And again, CDD form will need to be submitted for incorporation purpose. And normally these documents are enough. Again, if there are 2 or 3 people involved in the company, like 2 shareholders or 2 directors, then you will have to give it for each of the person. So let's take one example. A company is being established and it has 2 people involved as shareholders or directors. So in that case, you will provide us for person 1 these 3 documents if they are both foreigners, and for person 2 also same documents, I mean their respective documents, of passport copy, proof of address, and NRIC or driving license or Aadhaar card as the case may be, and one set of CDD form you will have to complete. In case the shareholding in the company is going to be taken up by another corporate entity, maybe you are incorporating a subsidiary company. So your company in home country is taking up the shareholding in Singapore entity. Then we need to identify the UBO. UBO stands for Ultimate Beneficial Owners. And we need to identify the ultimate person controlling the interest. So here you need to understand one concept. When a corporate entity takes the shares, it's not really the corporate entity controlling the affairs of this Singapore entity. Instead, the people who are behind this corporate entity are controlling the affairs. So we need to trace back to the final individuals who has majority stake or majority control over this company. So let's suppose in this example, UBO Inc., which is listed here down at the bottom, is incorporating a company in Singapore and taking 100% shareholding. Now this UBO incorporation itself is owned by ROGCO, Holdco and Offshore Fund. And then these three companies are again owned by Steve Rogers, Family Holdco, Fund Manager and Fund Investor. So as you can see, there is a complex shareholding structure here. And if we have to create a company in this case, we will have to identify the ultimate individuals. So we will have to trace back to the final individual shareholding, which at least accounts for 75% of the ownership. And then for each of these persons, we will have to obtain passport copy, proof of address, and a second identity document. So when corporate shareholding is involved, the work becomes slightly more. Now the example here I have shown is of a significantly complex shareholding. But in majority of the cases, normally the UBO incorporation itself might be owned by 2 or 3 individuals, then it becomes very simple. So in this specific example, what we will like to do in that case, we will like to get at least documents for Steve Rogers, fund investor, and any 2 people out of John Smith, Mary Smith, and Tom Smith. So in all, it must account for 75% of the shareholding of the company. So just to summarize on corporate shareholding, what documents we need is as follows. So we need the company registration certificate copy from the home country, the company which is taking the shareholding. Then the extract of the parent company showing details of directors and shareholders. A chart showing UBO of the company. So that chart is like this, what we have seen just now, which shows who are the majority shareholders or decision makers of the company. And finally, a board resolution confirming decision to incorporate company in Singapore. So these are the documents we need, which are related to the company as an entity. And then for every director and ultimate beneficial owner, we need same 3 documents. So as you see, in case of corporate shareholding, it becomes slightly complex, but not very confusing really. And then obviously the CDD form needs to be filled up in all cases. So the next question then is, in what format these documents needs to be submitted? So when we start the process, we need the scanned copies of these documents. So take high resolution color scanned copies. Do not take low resolution images. And do not take copies from the Xerox printed copies. Take it from original. You can send it by email, and then as the process goes ahead, we will advise you how we would like to verify the original documents. So if you are visiting Singapore, we will see and cite the actual documents. If you are not visiting Singapore, then in that circumstances we might ask you to courier notarized documents. So the format of verification will change depending upon the specific situation. So in summary, the requirements regarding documents are not overly complex. Basically 3 documents are required in majority of the cases. However, if the company has complex corporate shareholding, then it can be a bit of work to trace back people and collect documents for all of them.
Thank you for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Epica Consulting Singapore. Subscribe to our channel today to get notified when new videos are posted.